A lot of people ask me, please, Luciano, can you tell me what can I do to improve my skills, to improve my creativity? Because sometimes I feel like I'm stuck with my creativity. I do things and it looks like I'm turning around and doing always the same thing. So in this video, I will try to give you few tips so that you can try to overcome this normal problem that everybody go through and learn what you should do in order to improve that. First of all, I would like to repeat again and again that you have to draw. The only way to improve your skills, the only way you can really do something good for you is to draw. Take your pencils, take your markers. If you want to use chalk the way I do, there are a lot of tutorials on this channel. Try to experiment as much as you can, even if you make mistakes. Remember that to make mistakes, it's normal. And remember also that we learn from our mistakes, okay? For example, I am trying to make good coffee with my new coffee machine. And the first coffee came out were really bad. Why? Because the machine is a little bit complicated and I have to learn how to manage the machine and the grinder in order to get all the right values and get a good coffee extraction. Now, after a month I have this machine, I can tell you that I'm quite satisfied about the coffee I drink. But of course, it took me almost 4 weeks of trying to set up the grinder, finesse, trying the temperature of the water, the type of coffee, the timing of extraction. A lot of things go together. For card design, for card sketching, for product sketching, almost anything, it's the same thing. You have to exercise. So this is the first advice. Exercise, exercise, exercise. Now, if you are stuck in sketching always the same car, it is probably because you feel very comfortable in sketching that type of car. And that's why I always ask to my students online that you have to try different type of cars and proportions. Because as long as you stay with the same type of car, a lot of people do sports cars and they never sketch a city car. That's a mistake. You have to try to draw different type of proportion. And that one will give you the capacity of jungling between something that is small and short to something that is larger and longer and probably lower. So that's another exercise that you have to do. Once again, on this channel, you will find sketching tutorials and you can see how I do in order to get and nail down the proportions correct. When you learn how to sketch different type of proportions, automatically you must do something different in terms of creativity. You will be pushed, forced by your brain to adapt to different type proportions, different type of designs. You can also get inspired by what has been done by other designers or students. However, I really hope that this type of inspiration, it does not allow you to copy what they do, but to inspire you to do something different and even better, okay? Now, another thing about creativity. Very often people show me a drawing, then I ask them, do another one with alternatives, and their alternatives are just few millimeters change of the same design. For me, during a research study, in the brainstorming stage of your design process, if you do that, it's not enough. To me, it's like you are presenting the same car with only few millimeter difference. Anybody that sees both sketches will not realize which are the differences. When we are doing brainstorming, when you are doing the brainstorming stage to search for a new design for your concept, you really have to change. So if you are doing a car with a long nose, a long engine hood, try to do something different, alternative, with a forward cabin which will shorter your front hood. It's something like that. So big changes. And that's important because sometimes we get really good surprises, positive surprises, by changing the proportions of your body or your body design. Then another thing you can also experiment, it's the side sections, okay? A lot of people do a classical side section, and then they say that their car is better because the section it's more sexy than another car they saw in production. That's not enough. We would like to see from you different experimentation in terms of sections. So if you do a section that is very classic, like a cylinder section on the side, this time you can find something, you can try something that is done in layers, or maybe can be done more architectural, so more boxy style. And that would be a dramatic change on the same proportion, on the same design you already started. So once again, as you can see from my message, this is just about experimentation. If you follow all that, probably you will not get stuck anymore with the same design code or sketching the same car over and over. Okay, so that probably will solve the problem. There is also another thing. Sometimes when we sketch, when we work on a project, we are so concentrated, we are so worried that we don't get the right idea, that we get stuck again. What do? In those cases, I always say to everybody, please stop sketching, do something else, watch a movie. If you have to do something outside your house, you know, a service or something, just do it. Clear up your mind. And when it's at the evening or the day after, check again your sketches on the wall, and then you will see your sketch with different eyes. That's a way to clean up, wash your brain of what is worrying you, or what is forcing you to do always basically the same exercise, and will help you to open up your mind and probably make the real nice sketch out of the box that every teacher or every design director or manager is waiting for. Don't forget that when we are looking for new concepts, whether it's in school or at work, especially at the beginning of a new project, so in the brainstorming stages, we would like to see a lot of alternatives and not the same car sketched over and over or with several little changes. We are looking for different things, what we call the different design approach, so that we can decide if for that project, for that briefing, it's much better to choose A concept rather than B or C concept. And we can make that selection because all three concepts are really different. I hope I was useful to you with those tips. Keep following the channel. Put your likes, and if you would like to become a member, just join down here the member button so that you can join this channel as a member. You have two options: supporter fan or car design tips fidelity. Okay, both of them offer different things. Go and discover it. Click. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye bye.